Sold to the man with the iron eyes, the auctioneer said, and Myra felt the room tilt. They were selling a world's name like it was a collar. Not land, not ore. Just the name. And if the name was taken, the debt would fade. That's what the debt council promised. Easy math. Jeeps in, she squeezed the cold rail. The amphitheater spiraled down toward a glass pit. In the pit was a holomap of the planet. Blue swirls, green scars, thin rings like ash. Lot 47, unnamed, forgotten, a whole world owed for someone else's war. Next bid starts at 90 million credits, the auctioneer sang. Winner gets naming, right, registry keys, and cultural imprint license. You write the history. You cut the maps. You make the children say it. The bidders were all teeth. Conglomerate heirs, warlords, a priest with a knife tattoo, a laughing woman who bought moons for pets. They swapped names like weapons, shackle. Prophet's rest, ash bowl, every word made Myra's stomach tighten. She wasn't supposed to be here. She was a records runner, paperwork, signatures. She'd only come to file a delay motion for a tiny moon in another system. By the time she reached the clerk, she heard the chant swell. 47. 47. She saw the planet turning above the pit like a trapped fish. And something in her locked. She knew those rings. Impossible. She had never left the inner roots. But a smell rose in her mind. Wet iron, storm on stone. A word she could almost say. A lullaby without notes. Don't, she whispered. But the auction didn't stop for one small voice. Numbers climbed. 90, 110, 160. Laughter rose like smoke. Someone joked about buying the name Fool's House and charging tourists. A man in a black coat promised to name it after his brand. The room loved the dot. The auctioneer lifted her hammer. Going once, Myra's chest burned. She saw a shoreline in her head. Broken towers, a hand made of rock reaching from a cliff. Lightning struck that hand in her memory, and it glowed. She couldn't breathe. Going twice, Myra blurted. I object. Every eye slashed toward her. She felt heat flood her face. Namings aren't meant for debt, she said. Her voice trembled. The covenant, objection denied, the clerk said without looking up. Covenant clauses were voided when the council took custody. The auctioneer smiled. Third and final, the planet roared. It wasn't sound. It was a tremor in bones, a gust through glass, a word ripping free. Seats shook. The holomap flickered. The rings brightened, as if lit from within by old fire. The voices died. Keep me, the planet said, or something like speech moved through Myra's ribs. The words were thick, old, more feeling than language. Keep me, I remember you. Myra's palms went cold. It spoke to her. Not to the room. To her gut, the auctioneer steadied the hammer. Security, she hissed. Was that staged? Someone laughed, nervous. Cute trick. Glitch, the black-coated man said, but his eyes were small. The planet kept turning. In the light of it, Myra saw the cliff again, the hand of stone. She tasted rain. She felt a child's fingers in hers, her own. A girl running, slipping, a name shouted over storm. Myra, no, not Myra. She clung to the rail as if falling. The world knew her. You will be removed, a guard said, stepping toward her. Myra heard her mother's voice in the roar. No, not her mother. Another voice that made her chest ache. Warden, it said. Wake. Warden. The forbidden word from the old stories. The ones the debt council buried? Wardens were custodians of living worlds. They asked before they took. They kept names safe. There were rules. Rules you only whispered. Myra had never believed them. Belief didn't pay rent. Ma'am, hands off the rail. The guard said. The priest with the knife tattoo stood, eyes bright. If the world remembers, he murmured, then we have a relic. Raise the bid. The laughing woman tossed her braid. Name it mouth. See if it speaks again. Myra swallowed hard. You can't do this, she said. Her voice steadied. If it remembers, it's sentient. The covenant applies. You auction a name and you cut its past out of its skull. Cute story, the auctioneer said. We abide by council law, not bedtime tales. The rings flared. The room's lights dimmed, unasked. The holomap zoomed to a coastline. The stone hand. Lightning like veins. Not a memory. A map. A place calling, a bitter lean toward the glass. Does it come with storm shows? Going once, the auctioneer said, stubborn, and her hammer shook. Myra's throat closed around tears she hadn't planned to carry. She felt small and wide open, like the first time you look up and the sky is too big. The world had called her warden. If that was true, where had she been? Who had taken her from it? Who erased the name on her own mouth? She remembered a ship. Cryogel, white masks. A lullaby cut short, the twist hit her like a slap. She hadn't stumbled here. She'd been set outside her life and pointed back by debt. Someone had pushed this planet into the pit. Because they couldn't sell the girl. Going twice, Myra vaulted the rail. Gasps split the air. Guards lunged. She dropped into the pit as the holomap flickered around her and broke across her skin like warm rain. She faced the turning world and said, I'm here. The planet's voice filled her. Warden, it breathed, 1,000 voices fizzing to one. I remember your oath. What oath? She whispered. Don't let them right me wrong. She turned to the glass above. You want a name? She shouted. It has one. What is it? The black-coated man asked, amused. Let the little clerk sing. Myra's tongue burned with a syllable she didn't know. It was stone and storm and the taste of old iron. It pressed against her teeth like a tide. If she spoke it, it would be written. If she gave it, the room would own it. That was the trick of these auctions. Names become keys. Keys open coffers. She breathed shallow. Sweat ran down her back. I can't, she told the world. Not to them. The rings pulsed. Then keep me. I don't know how. The planet showed her the cliff again, the hand of stone. She saw herself small, placing her palm in that giant rock palm, lightning wrapping their fingers together. A vow sealed in weather. She looked up. The auctioneer's smile was a knife. Final call, the woman sang, hammer high. Sold, the amphitheater shook. The glass cracked in a clean line. Every light went dark except the rings around lot 47, burning like a crown. From the ceiling, dust fell like ash. Somewhere, someone prayed. Somewhere else, someone ran. Myra set her hand on the holomap, fingers matching the old stone hand, and whispered, Then take me back? The planet answered with thunder. The floor split. The last thing she saw, before the pit filled with light, was the auctioneer's face, bleached and furious, and the priest's eyes, hungry, and the black-coated man's lips shaping a number that would never land. Then the world took her, and as she fell, it spoke a second time, soft and terrible. A name only she could hear. Her true name. The hammer never hit the wood. Follow now, before the next bid is your name.